boy, when the Lord answers prayers, he answers prayers. Oh, it just occurred to me that you have no idea what I'm talking about. A few weeks ago, I had one of those days when just everything goes wrong. I won't bother you with my tales of woe. Suffice it to say, I was miserable. I was so involved in my circumstances that I forgot to pray until I was deep into depression. By then, all I could do was moan. Why, Lord, why are you letting all these things happen to me? Well, I must admit that at the time, it seemed like less of a prayer and more of a complaint. I didn't really expect an answer. I figured that since I waited so long to pray, the Lord may not be listening to me at all. Well, anyway, as soon as I got the feeling that my prayers were bouncing off the ceiling, I got off my knees and went over to the window to look out and see if there were any other people out there as miserable as I was. That's when I noticed this cocoon in the corner of the window. You know, a cocoon. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this girl has lost it. She started out talking about being depressed and now she's off on some tangent about cocoons. But stick with me for a minute. That cocoon taught me a lesson about life struggles. Let me explain. You see, up until that time, I had seen lots and lots of cocoons. But I never saw the caterpillar going in, and I never saw the butterfly coming out. I never even saw a cocoon that I suspected might have anything in it. But this day, I noticed the cocoon was moving. It was wiggling, you know, like there was actually a caterpillar or butterfly inside. So, being resigned to the idea that nothing else good was going to happen to me that day, I decided to watch the cocoon for a while to see if something might happen. Sure enough, almost an hour after the wiggling started, I saw a small hole open up at the bottom of the cocoon, and the butterfly began to back out of it. And being quite inventive in my spirituality, I decided that this emergence might be some kind of symbolic answer to my prayer. You know, new beginnings and all that sentimental stuff. So I said, thanks, Lord, for new beginnings. It's not a new job. It's not a new car. It's not an apology for being wronged. But it's a nice sentiment. Kind of. Well, by now I was quite captivated by the cocoon, so I kept watching. But well, progress was slow. After a full hour of struggling, the butterfly only managed to free part of its abdomen from the cocoon. He looked tired, and he wasn't struggling with the same intensity as when he started. Poor fella. I know how you feel. I feel like that too. After another hour of struggling, only half of the butterfly's abdomen was free from the cocoon. I'm not sure the poor guy was in trouble. I thought he could die. So I went into my bathroom and brought out my little cuticle scissors and began to carefully cut away the cocoon from the butterfly's body. Within 5 minutes, I had completely rescued the butterfly from what I thought was sheer torture. He was free. But that was far from the end for my little friend. For a short time, he dangled from the cocoon while his wings dried out. But even after his wings dried out, he never took flight. Never. He died just a few days later. So I said, Lord, what kind of an answer to prayer is that? But then I thought about it. Sorry, Lord. I guess that wasn't an answer to my prayer at all. Just my imagination working overtime again. Then this morning, while I answered my emails, that butterfly came to mind again. I logged onto the internet and did a search for websites pertaining to butterflies. There was more information on butterflies than I ever wanted to know. Butterfly anatomy, butterfly ecology, butterfly diet, butterfly physiology, butterfly reproduction, you name it. After wading through pages and pages of information, I found what I was looking for. But it wasn't what I expected. It looks like the butterfly was an answer to my prayer after all. It turns out that the butterfly needs to struggle inside the cocoon to stimulate blood circulation in its wings. He needs struggle to make him strong. By helping that butterfly when he didn't need help, I short-circuited his development. Wow, that butterfly is me. Thankfully, the Lord can see beyond my suffering. By letting me struggle, the Lord lets me grow stronger. Thanks, Lord.